You are now listening to Our League podcast, made in London, distributed all over the world.
Episode 84, Hourly Podcast. I'm on Arthur Duo as alongside my co-host, my brethren, Ethan, and we have our favourite guest, time and time again. We say it all the time, and he's here. Anthony, my main man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, boys. Yeah, how are you two? All right?
Very well, very
Yeah,
well.
good.
Good. It's nice to
Very
be
well.
back. Nice to be back. I was thinking when I was making my notes for today's podcast, the last one I did was we was talking about Gyokeres or Sesko. It was like it must have been last summer before the season started,
Yeah, and then
which is a long time ago. I'm sorry.
long time. No, life's been life, and we've barely even
Yeah,
recording
yeah.
ourselves. But yeah, so we're currently recording this while Macclesfield are winning 2-0 versus Palace. So if we speak about that briefly, that's why. Okay, let's start off Premier League. I want to start off with the game first. It was Thursday night, innit?
Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yeah.
0-0. And you go first on your thoughts on the game, mate.
It was what happened. I expected that first half before. We've been playing like this in the first half for the last few games. The Villa game, the Bournemouth game. It seems like we're taking a little bit of time to get going. And normally he goes in at half time, whatever he says, gives them a rocket, and they come out completely different teams. So at half time, even though they'd had chances, Liverpool, and it was a nothing game really, I wasn't that bothered. I spoke to a couple of people at half time, said, don't worry. He'll get into them at half time, we'll come out a different team. And it got worse.
Yeah.
Second half. Not quite sure if they froze or Liverpool were making it too difficult for them. But it just didn't happen. But look, that's going to happen. There's going to be games where that happens. I know Liverpool have not been Liverpool as we know them from last season anyway. But at the end of the day, they are champions. So look, I think everybody fancied Arsenal before the game. We're still six clear. It felt a little bit like a defeat at the time.
It did.
Weirdly, I felt went to bed feeling a bit sort of down, but 6 points still. That's a good thing. Thank God, if Man City and Villa would have won the night before, it would have put a completely different slant on it. But look, you just got to put it to bed, move on.
What about you, Eve?
Yeah, I was disappointed, even as not an Arsenal fan. Yeah, I was disappointed you guys didn't go for it. I think we messaged after the game, Ed, saying how you guys just not sat back, but didn't just try and go for it. Yeah. Like you're going for the league. You need to sort of try and win these sort of big games. Like Ant said, with Liverpool not playing to their best this season, they're still champions. So you kind of want to put that sort of championship performance in. And we didn't see that from Arsenal. But yeah, you're 6 points ahead. So I think there's some positive to the result, I guess.
I think the game was crying out for like creativity. And what I've realized is like, you see the difference between Odegaard and Eze, is Eze can create something out of nothing. Like he's like a street footballer, and Odegaard is just like a typical 10 that you can see that came up playing academy football. He doesn't take enough risk for me. What also irritates me about our team is we play a lot of safe football. So we're not really taking shots outside the box. And then also like when a pass should come, we're taking that extra touch. And it was kind of like a breath of fresh air when Noni came on, because Noni, his first intention is always to go down to the byline. We're going to talk about him a bit later, but the first half for me was like a performance where I was like, okay, cool. And then the second half, I was just like, we was crying out for some creativity. Liverpool made it extremely hard. And then the two times that we did get like crosses into the box, low crosses into the box, no one was in the 6-yard box waiting. So very disappointing. It did feel like a defeat, but like you said, and the fact that City result went our favour and we're still 6 points clear, we just need to like press ahead now. Obviously we've got these two games coming up, Carabao Cup and FA Cup, which is going to be difficult, but it's part of the reason why we finally got a big squad now, and a squad that I feel like can compete on all fronts. As I just said, touching on Noni Madueke, do Arsenal fans owe him an apology? Because there was a lot of noise and of people upset.
Yeah.
And, anyone could just go back and look at the footage. I was a big advocate for the Noni signing. I've always liked Noni. And I feel like he's gone a level above now because he's with guys that are level above now, and like it's serious here. Like we're trying to win. What's your thoughts on the Noni signing and how he's been thus far?
Yeah, I mean he's silenced everyone, that's for sure. But you talk about giving him an apology. I think you also need to give Arteta an apology. Not you, obviously, but people need to give Arteta an apology for going and signing him because none of us thought it just come completely out of the blue. Madueke, didn't it? Signing him. You know, if you look back at Arteta, it was exactly the same when we signed David Raya because everyone was going, well, what's he? We don't need David Raya. We don't need Madueke. We've got Ramsdale. But I've got to put so much trust in Arteta now in terms of signings. You know, with Declan Rice, everyone's going, why are we spending 105 million on a defensive midfielder? He's probably, maybe with Caicedo, the best midfielder in the world, 2 best midfielders in the world. So sometimes you've got to step back and think, well, if he thinks he's going to work for us, if Arteta believes that he's going to, then I just put my trust in him, and I think he's proven it. He's just been, and his attitude as well. He's not sulking when he's on the bench because I know he's had a couple of injuries, but it sort of not worked out well. But Saka got injured at the start of the season. Madueke come in, Madueke got injured when Saka come back, and it's worked out all right. But now they're both fit. Now we'll see. When he can, Saka never gets a rest, does he? But now he can start getting rests, and I think he's going to be invaluable. Madueke just needs to add goals. Just needs to add goals. I think the Bournemouth. Remember the chance before Gabriel scored? I think the chance before Bournemouth scored. Yeah. When he cut inside, smashed it over the bar. If he can just get that part of his game right, he's a top player.
Yeah. 100%. Eve, you as the Chelsea fan on the show, your thoughts on him? Obviously, you've got Esteval. Esteval started off the season really hot, kind of tailed off a bit. It's natural, he's a young player. But your thoughts on Noni, and then like, are you of the belief that Arsenal fans owe him an apology, or is it just like a standard performance of his type of player?
No, I do think he deserves an apology. But we've seen this at Chelsea. We saw how. I mean, he had the performance against Wolves that he scored a hat-trick. He was unbelievable that day. But to me, he's a squad player. So what Arteta's doing is putting him in games where he can have an impact. He can sort of come off the bench like he did against Liverpool. He had that. He went down the byline. He can do that. For me, it's when he gets regular games. He gets regular games where he's playing on that left-hand side or right-hand side. And sometimes he does too much. So like Ant said, I think that end product is needed in his game. But like you guys have said, he's around top players at Arsenal now. So hopefully he can get that out of his game. But he's been very good this season.
Yeah, we just think as well the way we play. A lot of our play is revolved around Saka, isn't it? And the way we play, a lot down that right hand side. So when Madueke comes in, it's still going down the right hand side. So he's involved a lot more probably than he was at Chelsea in terms of those little patterns with Odegaard. It was Ben White, now Timber in that little, they had that little triangle, didn't they? Them three with Saka, and Madueke has just sort of slipped in that. So he gets a lot of ball. A lot of our play goes down the right hand side. So he's involved in the game a lot.
Yeah. We've technically got 4 players that can play on that right hand side. We've got Saka, who's the main man. We've got Noni, Ethan, and we've also got Max. Now, Ethan and Max can also operate as midfielders, but in terms of Ethan, do you think he needs to go on loan this second half of this season? And not only for his development, but for us to for him to progress, and also before he starts to complaining that he wants out of Arsenal. Does he need a loan?
Yeah, I've got an horrible feeling that he's not that happy. Is it sometimes you look at him, but I think he's got that sort of look about him anyway. He's not like Lewis-Skelly, who's always laughing and joking and always seems happy. He looks quite serious all the time. So you start thinking, is he angry? I think 100% has to go on loan, and I think Bournemouth is absolutely perfect. The way they play, full press. I heard some rumours of West Ham a little while ago. No way, you can't go to West Ham. They are dreadful, absolutely dreadful, and it won't do him any favours. But Bournemouth, the way it's just perfect, absolutely perfect. I hope it happens. It just looks perfect for a perfect fit.
Yeah. Me and you were speaking about MLS briefly during the game. Yeah. Has he taken a step back defensively, or was it last season, the breakout season, that everyone was overhyping him? And is that part of the reason why like he's not really been featuring this much this season? Because obviously Calafiori's been playing good. He kept pace here as well. And to piggyback off that, what is his best position? That's a question for both you guys.
Lewis-Skelly?
Yeah, Lewis-Skelly.
Well, it seems to happen a lot when you see players, like you say, have breakout seasons. The next season, there is a lot of, when they're only kids, there is a drop-off. Yeah, it could be the sort of overhype, but again, putting my trust in Arteta, he's got Calafiori, who wasn't a left-back. He's now playing him left-back. He's then got Nketiah, he's playing him left-back instead of Lewis-Skelly. So Arteta's obviously seeing something, or obviously feels he isn't ready. And again, it's just about trusting what Arteta feels for me. But he does seem to have dropped off. He still looks like a midfielder, doesn't he? When he gets the ball, makes them burst into midfield. Just don't know if he's physical enough to play in the Premier League in midfield every week. And maybe that's what Arteta's feeling. A couple of times in Champions League, remember the Atletico Madrid when he popped into midfield and set up the goal? Maybe that suits him a little bit more. It's not as physical. But yeah, it's obviously, I think you're right. I think there has been a drop-off.
What about you?
Yeah, definitely been a drop-off. But like Ant said, I think it's the physicality. I think as the game has gone this season in the Prem, we're seeing the set pieces. Calafiori's a tall player, has scored goals from corners this season or throw-ins this season as well. So that may be an element that Arteta is looking at. But to me, I think his best position could be as a centre mid, moving the ball in the midfield. Yeah. But it's difficult with Arsenal as you've got centre mids that fill that spot at the moment.
You've got a lot of centre midfielders. All right, cool. The topic that's gonna get clipped up the most. Other than squad depth, what value does Victor Gyokeres add that Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus don't? Now, let me go first, guys.
Everyone... It's a week,
Oh, mate. This guy, I forget he's playing. I genuinely forget he's on the pitch. I'm not saying that to be funny. Like, wow, yeah, 14's on the pitch. And this is the thing. Anthony, I've known you, 5-6 years now? From when I first met you, I said Victor Osimhen is the guy that we need to... I will not stop harping on about this,
I'm sure you're his agent. Are you his agent?
Mate, I should be. I should be his agent. And, like, I don't understand why no Premier League team has come in from. I don't know. Maybe it's stuff off the field. Maybe he's asking too much money. I don't know, right? If not him, then I'm looking at the profile of someone like a Marcus Thuram. He's been playing phenomenal football in Germany, in Italy. He's gone to the Champions League final. He's a French international. Do you know what I mean? Like, those guys probably would have cost similar, if not less amount. Maybe salaries would have been a bit more. I understand. Teams trying to balance the books. I get it. Victor Gyokeres, for people who say, I don't know ball, I went to watch the guy play live. I would encourage everyone to go watch football in different countries live, because you see the Premier League, you really have to be an athlete first. These other leagues, you have to be more technical, and you're allowed more space on the ball. In Portugal, there was so much time, so much space on the ball. He's allowed to do what he does. If you watch a lot of his goals, people go back, he likes to cut in from the left. He's a bit of a dribble. He just reminds me of like a Lukaku. Like, he's just very, very clumsy with the ball. Horrible first touch. Like, very flat-footed as well, right? But it's also not helping that the team aren't really playing to his strength, because, again, like you're saying, most of our players coming out of the right side because Bukayo Saka's our main man. So the question, what does he add that the other two don't? And was he the right striker to have bought? Could we have gone for the alternative of Sesko, or maybe pay less money than strengthening other areas?
Well, look, I wrote down, when I talk about Gyokeres, I wrote that we both had reservations about him, didn't we? Because you had said you'd been to see him. I had spoke about, at the time, I wanted Sesko more, just because in terms of profile, in terms of age, I thought Sesko, we could mould him into the type of player we wanted, whereas Gyokeres has got his set way of playing, where he's sort of 27, 28. Listen, the excuse that people were making at the start of the season, and I was making it, in the back of my head, I know I was talking bollocks, but I kept saying this, that he's occupying defenders, right? He's occupying defenders, is allowing Saka and Trossard more space and blah, blah, blah. If we wanted someone to occupy defenders, we could have gone to League One and just got a striker from there. If you're just going to stand and have two people mark you but not do anything, just get someone from the Championship or League One. It's not good enough now. It's just not good. His first touch is abysmal. Abysmal.
Yeah.
And I feel a little bit guilty saying it because I feel a bit sorry for him sometimes. But then on Thursday night, like you said, I stopped feeling sorry for him because I thought you've got to do more, mate.
Yeah.
You've got to do more. And it's, you know what's made it worse? Now Jesus has come back. You see Jesus come on, and it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, he's running. And listen, the thing about Jesus, we've all said this, 1 minute he's playing left back, then he's centre midfield, then he's up front, then he's right wing. If you could just get him to stay in between the lines of the penalty box, what a player. But I don't. That's just him. That's just the way he is. But it's just really, really frustrating me now, Gyokeres. And what do you do? I mean, he seems that he loves Havertz. Arteta always played him in the big games. So when he comes back now, I think he might play tomorrow. Havertz will certainly be on the bench. He could be in trouble here, Gyokeres. He might, if he don't, we need a bit more. We just need a bit more. Just gamble. That Sesko second goal the other night is what we need.
Great goal.
Making a run across the defender front post. Just, that's the type of thing we need. If Gyokeres ain't going to score a goal like that, trust me, he will not score a goal like that all season. Anyway, I've had my rant.
Your thoughts, Eve?
Yeah, it's a tough watching him. I think the defenders, centre backs have his cards. I think Virgil stepped in a couple times, like you say, guys. His first touch is horrible, so it allows centre backs just to step in. Esri Konsa did it a couple of weeks back when I think Watkins could have scored from his poor touch. So
yeah, that's right.
It could be damaging at times for you guys when you are going for the league. So yeah, he needs to fix his game up a little bit. Whether he can do that in the next couple of games, I doubt it. Like you say, Jesus is coming in very sharp. He's your type of profile striker in terms he can hold the ball up. He's very tidy on the ball. He can finish. So. I think Havertz and Jesus are those guys that will come in now. I think Gyokeres has had his time and hasn't really taken it. So it's a tough one for him, but he had that time. So
I mean, it's a shame because he did. Do you remember when he scored a couple of goals against Atletico Madrid? Then we had Burnley and he scored, and it was like, here we go, this is it. And then he got injured. So maybe it was unlucky, and people keep saying about missing pre-season. I don't buy into missing pre-season as much as people go on about it because players are fit. People don't go on the piss for 4 weeks like they used to years ago. Players, they have personal trainers. They go to these camps in Portugal. They're all fit. So I'm not buying into that. But it doesn't seem to be happening. There's nothing. Sometimes you might get a lucky goal, a little ricochet, like he did against Atletico Madrid. You think, right now, kick up, and it's just not.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
Yeah. All right, let's move over to Chelsea. Thoughts on the new manager, Ethan?
Presents himself very well.
Start laughing straight away.
To be fair, I was gonna say, guys, I'm done with Chelsea. To be fair, I follow my local team, Leyton Orient, and that's it now. I'm truly done with them. But going on to your question, Ed, Liam Rosenior, he presents himself very well. Very humble guy. It seems like he knows the game tactically very well. But for Chelsea now, it seems like he's a yes man. He seems like Blue Co's guy to present himself as the main guy, and that's it. How long he's in this job, I don't know. It may be a year, maybe 2 years, but I'm starting to lose the sort of love for Chelsea now. It seems like we're sort of a feeder club. We're sort of building up these young players. We could see Palmer go in the summer potentially. We could see the likes of Esteval go in 2 years. We seem to just be a feeder club, and that's not what football or supporting the club should be about in terms of it just being a business. And it's a bit sad, but that's currently the situation at Chelsea.
Yeah, touching on what you said about the feeder club, I'm surprised. Like someone like Semenyo, that would have been perfect for Chelsea. Like, you know what I mean? He's from London. Like he's settled down. He's engaged. Like he's got a great game. He can play all across the front line. But obviously that policy of just buying young players. Obviously, Enzo Maresca, like you lot won the European Cup last year. You won Club World Cup, so forth and so forth. Do you think they're going to continue doing this model of buying young players, or do you think it's a case of they want these guys to mature, or they're going to have to plug and play a few veterans when they get the chances, or no? Because obviously you still got Sterling who's not playing as well, which is insane.
Yeah, I think they're going to follow this formula as long as it can go, really. Which they've got the money to do it, so why not? But yeah, as supporters, it's horrible to watch. It's horrible to see your club sort of not really be fighting for anything. Like you say, Semenyo, the guy's there to be taken.
Even Gahey would have been a great signing for you lot.
Bringing him back to the squad or the club, and yeah, you don't see anything really happening other than let's go and buy young. Let's go and buy the next 17-year-old wonder kid. It's just horrible. It's horrible to watch.
Your thoughts, Ant?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with everything Ethan said there. It is a business model now, isn't it? And it's for bringing these kids in, giving them 8-year contracts, and then if someone wants them in a couple of years, they got to pay big to get them out of their contract. And it's like the other team have got to pay big to get them out of their contracts. And it's just that's the way of thinking. It's money first rather than like how's he going to fit into the squad. And this sort of leads on to everyone's, with Maresca going, Amorim going, everyone's talking about there's no managers left. Remember Amorim's quote the other day, I didn't come here to be a head coach, come here to be a manager. And people were saying, well, why is he saying that? There are no managers left, right? I think there's probably 3 managers or 3 people in the Premier League who are managers. And look who's the top 3, right? You got Arsenal, Man City, Aston Villa. Arteta, Emery, Guardiola. Them 3, trust me, are managers. They manage the club. And they're the top 3. I just think if you've got somebody, you wouldn't see Pep Guardiola going to train on a Monday morning and then sporting director coming out and saying, "Oh, we've just bought this fella. Here you go. Just get on with it." Guardiola's involved in every conversation. They're involved in every conversation for players because I don't know how it can work if you're a manager and all of a sudden someone just wheels up on a Monday morning and goes, "Here you go. We bought this fella." Like, surely there's got to be conversations of the managers know what they want.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand it, but that's obviously the way the game's gone now.
Yeah, but also like if I'm a sporting director, it's in my best interest to be in a good working relationship with my manager, especially if I've brought him in. But also teams should start, if they're going to start doing this thing of like, we just got coaches, we haven't got managers. They should start buying players for a style of play. And like every manager has to fit that style of play. Like for example, we're going to touch on United in a second. United are buying players to be just bring back whatever nonsense that they've been doing. And the next manager's just going to be like, I don't like these. These ain't for me. And then you're going to have to sack them off, or you're going to have to find yourself in a mess like you have done. And then now you've got someone like Rashford who's about to go. I mean, he's Barcelona about to buy him for how much? And he's been playing great football. So it's absolutely insane. I want to talk about Liverpool. And your thoughts on them this season. I'll let you go first, Ant.
Let me go to my Liverpool notes. Yeah, so Gahey was a massive miss, wasn't it? Massive miss not getting him. Last day of the transfer window, looked like it was done, and then Palace pulled the plug on it late. He was huge. He's a top player. I've just seen Palace have scored.
Yeah, free kick, Pino.
Is it? He's a top player, Gahey. And they missed out with him. And I think when you sent me what we were going to talk about, should they have signed a centre-back rather than a forward? Oh, no, sorry. Who is the preferred striker in terms of Ekitike and Isak? Personally, I don't think there should have been a conversation. I think Isak was the right signing. But in a roundabout way, Ekitike's looked better. Obviously, Isak has not played that much. But Isak was the right signing. I think he was the right signing. Ekitike come from left field. Newcastle wanted him, and then all of a sudden Liverpool nipped in. So Isak would have been the right signing. But now Ekitike looks like he's good. But they should have not signed one of them and got a defender. Yeah. You know what I mean? And for me, if you'd got Isak and Gahey, I know people are saying, well, it hasn't worked out with Isak, but you didn't know that at the time. If you've got Isak and Gahey, I'd have thought, these mean business.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's just trying to put his whole new stamp on it. Liverpool fans keep talking about Luis Diaz and the difference it's made with him not being there. I don't think I watched enough of Liverpool to know how good Diaz was. But they come on Thursday night just to set up, didn't they? They set up well because obviously he's looked at it now and thought we just need to stop losing games. If we draw a few, that's fine. Stop building blocks. But yeah, I mean they'll finish in the Champions League places. I think. Were they fourth now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll finish in the Champions League places.
And what happens with Mo Salah when he gets back from Afcon?
E for me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, if I'm setting, if I'm Slot, I get rid of him. I think the way he spoke out, and yeah, it just seemed in his own interest, really. I don't know how you go back into Liverpool and after what he said, it's a bit of a difficult one, and he hasn't really done what he set out to do in the Afcon. I think Egypt haven't really. They've not really set the world alight as well. He's not really had crazy performances, but yeah.
And to be honest, Frimpong looked good. Frimpong looked good playing on the right. He had Myles Lewis-Skelly on ropes, mate. He was actually good. Sorry, Ant, you was going to say something?
I was just saying, has he been playing? I've not watched any of the Afcon, sorry, but has he been playing?
He started. He's scoring penalties. So,
yeah. He has to start. If he doesn't start, there's a revolt in Cairo, bro. Honestly, he has to start. I think that is Manchester United. Let's talk about Manchester United while we've still got some time. Absolute mess. And I like to see it, but at the same time I don't, because it's like, the Premier League's better when the big teams are performing well. But it's just been time and time again they've been getting it wrong. And everyone always says like the ownership group. How much do you think the ownership group are generally playing in footballing decisions though? Are they not just like the financial backing, or they saying yes and no? Because it's not the ownership group that said, yeah, like Rashford's not playing. It's not the ownership group that said, yeah, we're going to bring in Casemiro. Like, that was Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag really, obviously he's left the club, but he made a big mess there. They've sold Garnacho, whether that was good or not, I don't know. Kobe Mainoo, he has to leave. For his own sanity, he has to leave. So yeah, everyone keeps talking about the ownership group. How much do you think they have a part to play in this? That's for both of you guys.
Go on, Heath.
Yeah, I think they do have a part to play in terms of selling players. I feel like they've been quite poor in selling players. Rashford could have gone this summer. I don't know why the loan deal was a thing. Sancho, again, a loan deal out to Aston Villa. They haven't really sold any big players. Kobe Mainoo, they're looking for loan deals. They should just sell them if you're not going to play them. Sell these guys. Don't hold on to them for their value to increase. Like they're not really increasing at your club. So just get rid. If you don't have a sort of reason in keeping them, then get rid of them. So yeah, the ownership has a problem with that. The players seem done with this whole thing now. They seem like they don't even want to play at United anymore. It's a bit like Chelsea in a way. Like it's sad to say it, but they don't have their values or any sort of identity anymore, which is so sad to see at the clubs. When you think Chelsea had the core of Terry, Lampard, Drogba, hard-working guys. It's similar with United. You had their sort of hard-working guys in Gary Neville, Ferdinand, Roy Keane, Beckham. The hard-working guys that wanted to do anything for the club, and you don't really see that in the likes of Chelsea and United at this moment in time. So it's a bit of both, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, in terms of, for me, Amorim, I kept thinking to myself, there must be some method to this madness. Like, there must be a method behind it. And I was thinking, like, this man, he's either a genius or he is completely mad. And he's just, all of a sudden, I thought something could happen here, and it would just all turn around. Turns out it was just madness. There was no method to it. It was just ridiculous, wasn't it? I mean, listen, he was quite charismatic and that, and in press conference, he was quite entertaining and stuff. He spoke really well and stuff. But then it just weren't working, was it? And he would not change. And then he did change to 4-3-3 in a couple of games. That looked all right. And then he went back to a 5 against Wolves the other night, and that was dreadful. So I kept waiting, thinking, right, here they go. They turn the corner now. All the players are bought in, and it weren't happening. And I think he wanted to go in the end. He talked himself out. But when you go, you know what you're doing when you go to a press conference, similar to Maresca saying the worst 48 hours of my time at Chelsea. They know what they're doing because they know they're going to go and get £10 million payoff or whatever it is. And Amory must have, because I weren't that long ago, Ratcliffe come out and said he's here for 3 years or whatever it is. We're giving him the 3 years, and they used Arteta as an example. We're going to. So something's obviously happened. He's obviously had discussions. I think apparently I've heard Radcliffe said to Jason Wilcox, can you go and talk to him about why he went back to a 5 after going to a 4 and they looked decent, why he went back to a 5 against Wolves. And Amorim said, why is the owner telling me what to do tactically? And that was the whole head coach thing, manager. So it's just a broken. And like you say, it's a little bit sad, although it's nice for us, you know what I mean?
Of course.
But it is a little bit sad because they're an institution, aren't they? And it's they're just a shambles at the minute.
Yeah. And Macclesfield have won 2-1 versus Crystal Palace. All right, cool. Wow. I've actually got to shoot off, boys. So I can't really do. I wanted to do a second part, but I'm gonna have to shoot off. Cause I've got to help my mum do some shopping and bits like that.
You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
I'm trying. My New Year's resolution. I want Santa to treat me good. Episode 84, hourly podcast. I'm on After Doer Eds, my co-host, my brother, my brethren, Ethan, our main man, Anthony. Like, follow, subscribe on all platforms, and that's it. We're out. Peace, people.
You are now listening to Our League podcast, made in London, distributed all over the world.